Have you ever wondered if you really need to spend 2 years and over $150,000 to get an MBA? What if you could learn all the essential principles of business without the fluff, the debt, or the gatekeeping, and start applying them today? Welcome to the Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman, a masterclass in business fundamentals that will save you time, money, and years of frustration. In this video, we'll explore the core ideas from the Personal MBA, chapter by chapter, so you can understand and master the art of business. Let's get started. Why read this book? Kaufman opens by addressing 3 common fears: business angst, certification intimidation, and imposter syndrome. Many believe they're not qualified to succeed in business. But Kaufman argues you don't need to know everything. You just need to understand the key principles. This book teaches you how businesses actually work, how to start and grow one, and how to make better decisions. He also introduces the concept of mental models, mental frameworks to help you understand and make sense of the business world. Instead of memorizing tactics, you'll learn the underlying principles that apply universally. And he makes his bold promise: skip the MBA, educate yourself, and you'll still succeed. Should you go to business school? Kaufman critically examines the traditional MBA path. He outlines 3 big problems. 1. Cost. MBAs are expensive and often leave students in massive debt. 2. Outdated and irrelevant curriculum. Many programs teach theories that don't reflect how business works today. 3. No guarantee of success. There's little evidence that an MBA correlates with better performance or higher lifetime earnings. Instead of chasing prestige and a piece of paper, focus on learning what actually matters. Core business principles. Kaufman organizes his book into 11 main sections. Let's walk through them all. 1. Value creation. At the heart of every successful business is value creation, making something that people truly want and are willing to pay for. Josh Kaufman emphasizes that without value creation, there is no business. He begins by introducing the 5 parts of every business, and value creation is the first because it's foundational. Here's how to understand it in depth. The 5 parts of every business. 1. Value creation. You create something valuable. 2. Marketing. You get attention and make people interested. 3. Sales. You help customers decide to buy. 4. Value delivery. You deliver what was promised. 5. Finance. You ensure you earn enough to keep going. To create value effectively, you need to know economically valuable skills. Businesses only work when they meet needs. Kaufman discusses the iron law of the market, which says if there's no market demand, your idea is worthless. Even the best product fails if nobody wants it. Core human drives. You can design better products when you understand what drives people. Humans are motivated by the drive to acquire physical goods and status, the drive to bond, social connections, the drive to learn, curiosity and improvement, the drive to defend, protect themselves and loved ones, the drive to feel, seeking pleasure, avoiding pain. When you align your offer with these drives, you increase its appeal. Social status and market positioning. We are social creatures. People care about how others perceive them. Value creation that enhances status is powerful. Think luxury brands or exclusive memberships. 10 ways to evaluate a market. Before investing time and money, ask, is the market big enough? Growing? Are customers reachable? Are they willing and able to pay? Kaufman gives 10 criteria for judging if a market is worth pursuing. Competition, hidden benefits. Competitors indicate that a market exists. That's good news. Rather than fearing competition, focus on differentiation. What makes you remarkable? The 12 standard forms of value. Kaufman describes 12 ways businesses create value. 1. Product, tangible goods. 2. Service, doing something for customers. 3. Shared resource, making something accessible to many. 4. Subscription, recurring access for a fee. 5. Resale, buying and selling goods at markup. 6. Lease, renting out assets. 7. Agency, representing someone else's interests. 8. Audience aggregation, gathering attention to sell it, e.g. media. 9. Loan, lending money for interest. 10. Option, selling the right to make a choice later. 11. Insurance, protecting against risk. 12. Capital, providing investment in exchange for returns. Mastering these forms helps you identify opportunities and craft offers that truly serve customers. Prototyping and iteration. Start small, test ideas quickly. Don't wait for perfection. Launch a minimum viable offer and improve based on feedback. Iterate rapidly using field testing and shadow testing to validate assumptions before scaling. 2. Marketing. Once you've created something valuable, how do you get people to notice it and care? That's the job of marketing. The essence of marketing. Marketing is the art of earning and directing attention. Customers are overwhelmed by noise, so your message must cut through and reach the right audience. Attention and receptivity. People don't notice most messages. To grab attention, you need to craft something remarkable, surprising, different, or emotionally engaging, and deliver it at the right moment. The role of remarkability. Remarkability means your offer is worth talking about. If no one would tell their friends about your product, it isn't remarkable enough. Identifying the probable purchaser, who is most likely to buy from you. Understand their desires, challenges, and what keeps them awake at night. Create customer profiles and speak directly to their needs. End result and visualization. People don't buy products, they buy better versions of themselves. Help them visualize the result of using your product. Show them the transformation. Framing and positioning. The way you frame your message changes perception. For example, calling a diet drink a fitness booster feels more positive than low-calorie soda. Shape the narrative to make your offer desirable. Free and permission. Offering something free, a trial, a sample, a guide, lowers resistance and builds goodwill. Once someone accepts, they're more receptive to buying. But always ask for permission to continue the conversation, e.g., email lists. Hook, call to action, and narrative. Hook, grab attention fast. Call to action, tell them what to do next, clearly and confidently. Narrative, weave your product into a story they care about. Reputation, your brand is what others say about you when you're not in the room. Build trust by delivering consistently, responding gracefully to problems, and being authentic. 3. Sales. Marketing generates interest, but sales converts that interest into revenue. The core sales. Sales is about helping customers decide and feel good about their purchase. It's not manipulation. It's guiding them toward a solution to their problem. Trust and common ground. People buy from those they trust. Build trust by being honest, showing competence, and demonstrating you understand their needs. Pricing. The uncertainty principle. Pricing is more art than science. The value of something is subjective. Test different prices to find what your market will pay. Higher prices often signal higher value, but they must match the experience. For pricing methods. 1. Cost-plus pricing. Add a margin to your costs. 2. Market pricing. Match competitors. 3. Value-based pricing. Charge based on perceived value. 4. Dynamic pricing. Adjust based on demand and conditions. Overcoming price transition shock. When you raise prices, some customers will balk. Prepare them by demonstrating added value. Value-based and education-based selling. Don't just sell features, sell outcomes. Show customers the value they'll gain. Sometimes you must also educate them about why your product matters. Exclusivity and next best alternative. People want what others can't have. Highlight scarcity or unique features. Also, position your product as better than their next best option. 3 universal currencies. Every transaction involves one or more of these. Resources, money, goods, time and energy, effort to use or maintain. Flexibility and options, the ability to change or adapt. Negotiation. Sales often involves negotiation. Learn to find common ground, overcome objections, and navigate trade-offs. Key tactics include buffering. Give yourself time before responding. Reciprocation. Concede something small to gain something bigger. Damaging admission. Acknowledge flaws to build trust. Option fatigue. Limit choices to reduce overwhelm. Removing barriers and reversing risk. Reduce barriers to purchase. Simplify the process eliminate uncertainty, and offer guarantees. When customers feel safe, they're more likely to buy. Reactivation. Finally, don't forget your existing customers. It's cheaper to reactivate a previous buyer than acquire a new one. Stay in touch and keep offering value. 4. Value delivery. After creating value, marketing it, and making the sale, the next step is value delivery, reliably delivering what you promised in a way that satisfies and even delights your customer. The value stream. The value stream is the sequence of steps that transforms your idea into a product or service delivered to the customer. You must design your value stream to minimize wasted effort and maximize efficiency. Distribution channels. How does your product reach your customer? It might be direct, your own store or website, or through intermediaries, distributors, retailers, marketplaces. Each channel has pros and cons, control, reach, and cost. The expectation effect. Customers come with expectations. If their experience matches or exceeds those expectations, they're happy. If not, they may leave or complain. Always aim to underpromise and overdeliver. Predictability and quality. Consistency builds trust. Your processes should produce predictable, high-quality results every time. Kaufman emphasizes creating clear quality signals, visible signs of care and professionalism that reinforce trust. Throughput, duplication, and multiplication. Throughput, how much value you can deliver in a given time. Duplication, creating processes so others can replicate your work. Multiplication, scaling your delivery by leveraging technology, teams, or automation. Systemization and scalability. Document your processes into standard operating procedures, SOPs, so anyone can follow them. Systemization enables you to scale without everything depending on you personally. 5. Finance. Finance is about keeping score and ensuring your business remains viable. Understanding and managing money is crucial. Profit and profit margin. Profit is what's left after expenses. Profit margin shows how much of each dollar earned is profit. The higher, the better. Value capture and sufficiency. Creating value is useless if you can't capture enough of it to sustain your business. Sufficiency means you're earning enough to keep going and growing. Financial statements. You must know how to read and use. Cash flow statement. Money coming in and going out. Income statement. Revenue, expenses, and profit over time. Balance sheet. What you own and owe at a specific moment. Key metrics. Lifetime value. LTV, how much a customer is worth over time. Acquisition cost. What it costs to get a customer. Break-even point, when revenue equals expenses. Costs. Understand fixed versus variable costs and monitor for incremental degradation. Small, unnoticed cost increases that eat into profits. Opportunity cost and time value of money. Every dollar and every minute has alternatives. Be sure your investments, of time or money, deliver the best return. Leverage and bootstrapping. Leverage means using other people's money, resources, or time to grow faster. Bootstrapping means growing without external funding, keeping full control. 6. The human mind. Understanding psychology, yours and others, is vital in business. Caveman Syndrome. Our brains evolved for survival in a much simpler world. We're biased toward fear, short-term thinking, and social approval. Awareness of this helps you make better decisions. Performance requirements. Understand the onion brain, 3 layers. Reptilian, instincts. Limbic emotions. Neocortex, reason. Each influences decisions differently. People respond to emotions and instincts as much as logic. Perceptual control and reference level. We all strive to keep our internal reference level, what we expect from the world, in balance. When reality doesn't match expectations, we act to restore equilibrium. Motivation, inhibition, and conflict. We're motivated by desire, but often blocked by fear. When desire and fear collide, conflict arises. Good business leaders help people overcome inhibition to act. Status signals and scarcity. Humans are acutely sensitive to status and scarcity. Use these principles ethically to create appeal, but don't manipulate. Loss aversion and threat lockdown. People fear loss more than they value gain. In crises, people may lock down and resist change, so manage fear carefully. Novelty and pattern matching. Our brains seek novelty, but also rely on familiar patterns. New ideas should feel innovative but not alien. 7. Working with yourself. Before leading others, you must manage yourself, your energy, attention, and mindset. Akrasia and Monoidealism. Akrasia, knowing what you should do but failing to do it, procrastination. Combat this by practicing monoidealism, focusing on one important thing at a time. For methods of completion: 1. Do it yourself. 2. Delegate. 3. Automate. 4. Eliminate. Focus your energy on what truly matters. Most important tasks, MITs. Every day, identify the 1 or 2 tasks that will make the biggest impact. Tackle them first. Goals, states of being, and habits. Set goals, but also focus on who you want to become, your state of being. Build supportive habits and routines that align with your identity. Priming and decision. Your environment influences you. Set it up to make good decisions easy and bad ones hard. Decide ahead of time to remove indecision. 5-fold why and how. When facing a problem or goal, ask why 5 times to uncover the root cause. Then ask how 5 times to discover actionable steps. Externalization and self-elicitation. Get thoughts out of your head. Write them down. Talk them through. Use thought experiments to test ideas before acting. Energy cycles, stress, and recovery. Recognize your natural energy rhythms. Work with them, not against them. Balance stress with recovery to avoid burnout. Common biases. Watch out for confirmation bias, hindsight bias, excessive self-regard, and the comparison fallacy. Stay objective and focused on progress. Locus of control and attachment. Develop an internal locus of control. Believe you can influence outcomes. Avoid over-attachment to outcomes you can't control. 8. Working with others. Business is rarely a solo activity. Success comes from working well with others. Kaufman explains how to collaborate, influence, and lead effectively. Power and authority. Understand the difference between power, ability to influence, and authority, formal position. True power comes from trust, expertise, and relationships, not just a title. Comparative advantage. Everyone has different strengths. Identify what you and others do best, your comparative advantages, and allocate work accordingly. This increases productivity and morale. Communication overhead. As team size grows, the number of communication links grows exponentially. To minimize confusion, keep teams small and structure communication clearly. Psychological safety. Teams perform best when members feel safe to speak up, take risks, and admit mistakes. As a leader, foster a culture of respect, openness, and feedback. Social proof and status. People are influenced by what others are doing. Highlight examples of desired behavior to inspire others. Also, recognize and manage status dynamics. Everyone wants to feel valued. Incentives and motivation. People respond to incentives, but not just money. Recognition, autonomy, and meaningful work also motivate. Align incentives with the outcomes you want to encourage. Boundaries and respect. Set clear boundaries around roles, responsibilities, and acceptable behavior. This prevents conflict and promotes trust. Earned regard. Respect must be earned through competence, integrity, and consistency. Treat others with dignity, and they'll reciprocate. 9. Understanding systems. Businesses are complex systems, interrelated parts working together. Understanding this helps you improve outcomes without causing unintended harm. Gall's Law. All complex systems evolve from simpler systems. Start simple, then iterate and grow. Don't over-engineer at the start. Feedback loops. Positive feedback loops amplify changes, like viral marketing. Negative feedback loops stabilize systems, like thermostats. Learn to recognize and adjust these loops to guide the system's behavior. Bottlenecks and constraints. Every system has constraints, limiting factors that determine output. Identify the bottleneck and focus your efforts there for maximum improvement. Second-order effects. Every action has consequences, and those consequences have consequences. Think beyond the immediate to anticipate ripple effects. Interdependence. In systems, everything is connected. A change in one part can affect others unpredictably. Map out dependencies to avoid surprises. Homeostasis. Systems resist change and try to maintain equilibrium. When you disrupt a system, expect some resistance and plan accordingly. Resilience versus fragility. Design your business to absorb shocks, resilience, rather than crumble under pressure, fragility. Diversity, buffers, and redundancy strengthen resilience. 10. Analyzing systems. Once you understand how systems work, you need tools to analyze and measure them effectively. Key performance indicators, KPIs. KPIs are metrics that reflect progress toward goals. Choose a handful of meaningful KPIs instead of drowning in data. Variance and tolerance. Every system has variability. Some fluctuation is normal. Establish acceptable ranges, tolerances, and investigate when metrics fall outside them. Correlation versus causation. Just because two things happen together doesn't mean one caused the other. Test hypotheses carefully before drawing conclusions. Sampling and bias. Make sure the data you analyze is representative. Be aware of selection bias and confirmation bias, which can distort your insights. Segmentation and humanization. Break down data into segments, e.g., customer groups, for deeper understanding. But don't forget the humans behind the numbers. Data is about people. Forecasting and modeling. Use data to build models and make predictions, but remember, models are simplifications. Monitor reality and adjust your models as needed. 11. Improving systems. Finally, Kaufman explains how to refine and optimize systems for better performance over time. Intervention bias. Leaders often feel compelled to act, even when doing nothing would be better. Evaluate whether interventions truly help or just create noise. Diminishing returns. Initial improvements often yield big gains, but each additional effort produces smaller benefits. Know when to stop optimizing and move on. Automation and SOPs. Automate repetitive tasks where possible and document processes clearly, SOPs, so they can be executed reliably by others. Stress testing. Challenge your system under extreme conditions to find weaknesses before they matter. Scenario planning helps prepare for potential crises. Redundancy and optionality. Build in backups and options so you can adapt if something fails. Flexibility makes your system more resilient. Sustainable growth and the middle path. Don't pursue growth at any cost. Balance ambition with sustainability. Grow steadily while maintaining quality and well-being. Continuous improvement. Adopt a mindset of Kaizen, ongoing, incremental improvement. Over time, small enhancements compound into significant gains. Kaufman concludes by reminding us that business is not about collecting credentials or memorizing jargon. It's about creating value, solving problems, and improving over time. The journey is ongoing, and every experience is an opportunity to learn and grow. He provides appendices with resources to continue learning and 49 questions to help you reflect and improve. And there you have it, the essential principles from the Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman. Whether you're starting a business, climbing the corporate ladder, or just curious about how things work, these lessons can help you succeed. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit from it. Thanks for watching, and remember, you don't need permission to start learning and creating today.